Hello again, everyone. Welcome back. Well, today I'm reviewing a brand new cigar from Montecristo. This is the Monte by Montecristo AJ Fernandez. That is the name. Monte by Montecristo AJ Fernandez. This is the Toro 6 by 55. Here is your density. And it has a nice feel in the hand. A little bit about this cigar. Of course, it's brand new. We'll be debuting at this year's IPCPR, which by real time will be this coming week. It has a dark Ecuadorian Habano wrapper. The binder is a Corojo 98, and the filler is Criollo 98 and Palato Cubano Dominican. That's the filler. Comes in actually, all right, this is made by AJ Fernandez at his factory in Esteli. And this is available in 4 sizes: Toro, today's choice, Robusto, Bellicoso, and Corona. Corona being the least expensive at $10.50, and it goes up to $11.25 for the Bellicoso. Just so you know, this was or is $11. Box counts of 20. That's about the long and the short of it. Now, like I said, these will be coming out at this year's, they may already be out, but it'll be one of the highlights at this year's IPCPR. So, without further ado, let's get to the Monte by Montecristo AJ Fernandez. All right, before we start, let's just look at this cigar for a little bit. Of course, this Monte band is huge, and it's 2 separate bands, 1, 2, and it won't be long before that bottom one comes off at all. But have you sat back and thought about how many cigars AJ Fernandez has made? How many brands other than his own? The man must be busy like crazy. Okay. This is a nice looking cigar, has just a wee bit of an oiliness to the wrapper, but it's a nice looking cigar. It's fairly sharp box press. We've already looked at the density, but there you can see the edges. It does have a good feel. That is a great draw there. All right, the first flavors are a nice, sweet orange citrus that is almost overwhelmed by its counterparts, the brown sugar and massive cinnamon. There is black pepper at an 8.5, especially noticed on the retrohale. Lots of lingering black pepper, even now at this early stage. The finish is sort of a citrusy cream. Normally not a good combination, but if you were to literally have citrus and then drink milk, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work well, but it is a citrusy cream. I would say the cigar is medium bodied at this early stage. I expect some movement there, but this is a nice start. There's plenty of sweetness. Oh, sorry, I didn't finish my flavor countdown. There is some leather notes there. There are some leather notes there. But it's a very fresh, clean leather, not an old worn baseball glove leather. It's very fresh and clean. It's not overbearing, as some cigars have been so far this year. But it's just it's a nice amount. As you can see, I almost forgot about it, but it is there. It is probably The other flavors are at least 66%. This is 33%. It's you know noticeable but not overbearing. So that is how it starts, and I'm curious to see where we go from here. But that is a very good start. Well, I'm right here at the band, so I need to remove that. Didn't take that long. Well, what we got, 35 minutes or so? I'm going to remove this lower band while I speak to you. Now, the flavors are about like I told you how they initially were. There is a nice sweetness in this cigar. There is your lower band. We'll see at the end. The sweetness is relatively candy-like. A week or so ago, I reviewed another cigar. We're going to mix reviews here, and I spoke about it having a baby aspirin orange candy-like flavor. This is approaching that, but there is a lot of brown sugar and cinnamon to go with it. And the leather sort of keeps it from being full-blown candy, but it is very close to candy-like. I still go medium-bodied with it right now. Finish is basically unchanged, maybe a little more cream notes now than the citrus. But that's the way it is. It's very good. As with all AJ cigars, just about without exception, he makes some really good stuff. So this one's going along well. When you remove that lower band, that's what you're left with. But you do still see right there AJ's name. So that's where we are at about at least 2 inches in. Well, I guess you would say I'm pretty much at the midpoint. And I'm getting a lot more of the leather notes now. And now it's a very noticeable black coffee at the base. Before, I attributed the base to just leather, but now we're getting a much deeper flavor of black coffee. The other notes are still in play, but the balance has shifted. Where it was the sweeter notes and the were up, and the leather notes were here. It's sort of swapped. Now the leather and coffee are the dominant flavors, and the sweeter flavors are your secondary flavors. If it doesn't stay that way very long, it won't hurt the cigar, in my opinion. It's just a change. It's a transition, and the way it's bunched. The middle now is going to be the impact point. Medium to full body. Finish is sort of morphing over a little bit too. It's gotten away from that citrus flavor to a cream with actually some coffee notes and a little bit of leather notes in there also. So you can see how the cigar has shifted. I expect it to shift back, but we'll see. But that's where we are at the midpoint. Well, I don't have much left. I'm right here at the main band, and what is that? Maybe 2 inches, inch and a half. But I wanted to come back. It was important because the flavors are starting to revert back. There is still a heavy leather presence, but the sweeter notes have caught up. Now, there's also there are also flashes of a sort of a whipping cream on the front end. The citrus notes have really become undistinguishable as far as calling them citrus. They're sweet notes with the brown sugar and the cinnamon. You could, and I've said this in other cigars, you could almost call it a sweet cedar. It's not really so much a distinguishable, definitely citrus, definitely cedar. It's a morphing of the two. And I think some of that's because of this, the whipping cream. And they're not heavy notes, but they're there. They're very noticeable. That's why I came back. Cigar is still medium to full bodied at best. It's not a powerful cigar. It's just very flavorful. I'm enjoying it. The coffee is still holding the base. So that is the reason I came back was to tell you about the whipping cream notes. I will, as you see, Be back very soon to wrap it up. Well, we're down to the end, so let's wrap it up. Pretty much no change from the last segment to now. Didn't really expect it, but there wasn't any. Medium to full bodied, I'll give it that. This has been a good cigar. We just started very sweet, dipped in the middle to heavy leather and coffee, and came back to about 80% of where it was at the beginning, but not all the way back. The leather and coffee were still very prominent here at the end, and the sweeter notes of the citrus / cedar, call it what you want to. Cinnamon was still very prominent here at the end. Brown sugar was there. Some of the whipping cream notes were there. The pepper remained very good throughout the cigar. And the finish had a nice peppery finish. Finish at the end here is pretty much a cream with a little aspects of that leather, but not a lot, just some. I enjoyed this cigar. AJ makes good stuff. We all know that. There's no sense in rehashing that. It's just a fact. And I like this cigar. It's not a bad price point at $11 for a Montecristo. You decide, but it's not bad. And would I smoke it again? Oh, yeah. For me, I'm rating it a 92. Good cigar. Well worth trying. If not on shelves now, will be soon. And Montecristo is available just about everywhere. So, no excuses for not trying it. So let me know what you think. So there you have it, the new Monte by Montecristo AJ Fernandez, 92.